when you take over any business, you just have to make sure that you're aligned with the people who are operating the business. And I think Tuchel is obviously extremely talented and someone who had great success at Chelsea. Our vision for the club was finding a manager who really wanted to collaborate with us, a coach who really wanted to collaborate. I think there's a lot of walls to break down at Chelsea. Before the first team, for example, in the academy, didn't really share data. They didn't share information about where the top players were coming from. So our goal is to really bring a team together that with the academy, with the first team, with the incremental clubs that we want to acquire and develop, all of that needs to be a well-oiled machine. And the reality of our decision was that we just weren't sure that Thomas saw it the same way we saw it. And no one's right or wrong. It was just we didn't have a shared vision for the future. And it wasn't about Zagreb. It was really about the shared vision for what we wanted to Chelsea Football Club to look like. It wasn't a decision that was made as a result of a single win or loss. It was a decision that was made really about what we thought was the right vision for the club. It obviously prohibits tanking, right? So I think that you have no, because of course the economics of going into the first league are materially different, right? I mean, I think the Premier League distributes its media money, and every club gets north of 200 million pounds or so from the media contract. And when you go into the next league down, the Championship League, that numbers fall off a cliff, right? So there's no one who's thinking about tanking. And those relegation games are some of the highest broadcast games. I mean, ultimately, I hope that the Premier League takes a little bit of a lesson from American sports and really starts to figure out, why wouldn't we do a tournament, with the bottom 4 teams? Why isn't there an all-star game? I mean, people are talking about more money for the pyramid. MLB did their all-star game in LA this year. We made $200 million from, a Monday and a Tuesday. So, I think you could do a North versus South, all-star game for Premier League and fund whatever the pyramid needed very easily. I think we know people. We know human capital. And I think we understand game plans and strategies. And yeah, we're not expecting to be, the football experts to find the best talent. We're going to put those people in place. And I think it's no different than running any human capital business where it's all about getting the right resources, making them collaborate, getting them organized, thinking about how you have a global business at a local level. So I think we're going to be continuously adding resources. I think we've been talked about having a multi-club model. I would love to continue to build out the footprint. I think that there's different countries where there's advantages to having a club. Red Bull does a really good job. They've got Leipzig and they've got Salzburg, and both of which are playing in Champions League. So they've figured out how to make that work. You have Man City, which has a very big network of clubs. Mm-hmm. Because I think the challenge that Chelsea has right now, or one of them, is that when you have 18, 19, 20-year-old superstars, you can loan them out to other clubs, but you put their development in someone else's hands, right? So I think that our goal is to make sure we can show pathways for our young superstars to get onto the Chelsea pitch while getting them real game time. And to me, the way to do that is through another club somewhere in a really competitive league in Europe. And because of Brexit, you also have to think about, okay, well, how am I going to get these boys, and of course we have the top women's club in the world too, but how are you going to get them into Europe, into England because of Brexit? So we need GBEs, which are basically points that you get for playing in different leagues, and the more points you get, the more caps you play, the more national teams that you have, it's easier to immigrate. So our job is to figure out how to put that that platform together so that we can get our 18, 19, 20-year-olds, because we have one of the best academies in the world. So if you look at what our academy has developed, our academy is Mo Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, more recently Tammy Abraham, Reece James, Mason Mount, Trevor Chalobah. We have 10 or 11 players right now that are either on loan and controlled by us, or we have the right to buy them back, or they're playing for our team that came from our academy. So what we really need is a place to put our 18, 19, 20-year-olds to develop them somewhere in Portugal or Belgium or somewhere like that, get them the points they need, and also get them out of South America and into Portugal is a perfect place, for example, we think, and then to get them on the pitch in Chelsea. Well, I think you figure out how to make the academy that is so top, collaborate with the first team. You show players the pathway. You teach them about how you're thinking about the future. You treat your players of the academy as academy product, not academy players. So I think you
is Barcelona the example there?
Yeah, La Masia is an amazing. They've done an amazing job. And of course, no one can own Barcelona or Real Madrid, right, or Bayern Munich for that matter. So I think we think that Chelsea is probably the biggest brand that one can own in sports worldwide. I think Champions League has a big component of that already, right? So you have the best clubs throughout Europe playing in the best competition. And so I think we believe very much that Champions League has a lot of that. And there's a reason if you win Champions League, you make over 100 million euros, right? So you win the Masters and you make a couple $1 million. You win Champions League and you make over 100 million euros. Yeah, and I think you can do that in the summer, and there's other ways to do that. And I think that the passion that the fans have for the sport and for the sport as it is so strong that it's hard to envision, changing. I never say hard nose. I mean, I like to keep options alive, but obviously it's not something that we're talking about at all.